Hello everybody. I am going to share with you my album. This is album number, oh sorry, I'm knocking the camera over, 2 from my 2015 trip to London with my husband. I almost very nearly knocked over a glass of water, paint water. So I will move that. So I have issues with the layouts that are in this album, and I'm sorry for the glare. This is like the best that I could do. I tried. It's because they're in page protectors, but I tried. But I wanted to share with you the album as a whole, and also the fact that this album is giant. That's not all the layouts. That's just all I can pick up. This album is huge. Yeah, which means some of my pages are actually getting damaged because it's so big. Now, I do have another album that's the same print as this one, which is the camera print. That's empty. So this 5 album series might turn into 6 albums from this trip because my pages are getting damaged. So I'm going to take you through this layout and tell you which layouts I have issues with and why. So this one is fine. I don't mind it. It's really plain, but it's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't mind going back and adding some stuff, but as it is in the album, like, I don't mind it. It's fine. This is a double page spread. Again, I don't mind it. It's fine. It came from a kit. Not a big deal. Now, then I get to pages like this one. So this one is 6 4x6 photos glued to a 12x12 cardstock. Now, my issue with this is that they all blend into one picture. They're all of the same thing. They all have greens and trees and like lots of bushes, and so I don't really feel the need to have this in my album at all. I'm not missing anything that's in these pictures that isn't represented elsewhere. So pages like this might just get taken out of my album. However, okay, I'm gonna actually undo my album. Then this is on the back. This layout, I love. I love this layout so very much. This is actually, I got the idea for this layout from Nicole Jones. I don't know which layout it was that she made, but I love this layout. This is the front. So then we have this layout. I don't like this layout. And a lot of that comes from the fact that this is all printed on the paper here. This is all printed directly on the paper. I really don't like it. I don't know what I was thinking when I made this layout. I really have no clue. So this layout on the back I really like. Also, all of these page protectors are American Crafts page protectors, I think, or Michael's. They're not the best quality. Lots of places in my album I have things like this where like this is the map of the park of Highgate Cemetery, the eastern part of the cemetery, which is the part that you can walk on your own. So then I have more pictures on the layout. Out of all of these, the only one that I consider scrapbooking would be the Karl Marx, which, fun fact, he's not actually buried there. He is buried elsewhere. They just put up a shrine to him here because apparently people really like him. I don't know why. Then just more pictures of the gravesite. Douglas Adams, who wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And this was a famous sculptor. I don't know who it was. He built it for his wife, I'm pretty sure. So again, more, but now we get to the pages. There's a lot of pages in this album. I just really don't like, I don't like this page. It's a Pink Fresh Studio background. I don't like Pink Fresh Studio paper. I have never liked Pink Fresh Studio paper. I don't know why I even bothered, like, I don't like it. I don't like any of it. So this one is definitely on my list to redo. This one's okay. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's okay. I'm just going to put them back in the album later. The only thing I really am not a fan of on this layout are the buttons. They're really big and I don't like them. But not enough to, you know, like I don't hate it. This layout, I don't like. It's plain, it's boring, it is made on the same cardstock as the page facing it, but yet they're not actually a double page layout. I don't like this layout. The back is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. My husband was not happy with me that we were eating in a cemetery, but it's fine. Tower of London, a big picture of the Tower of London. I have no problem with this layout. Although I think this is like the only big picture that I have in this album. This layout I don't love. It's like on a space themed background. I don't love it, but it's fine. Again, I don't love this page, but it's not the worst thing. I just don't really like my choice of embellishments, but it's not terrible. At this rate, I will end up remaking this entire album if I don't let some of it go. This page, I don't really like. I like how I put the journaling in these frames. I'm not a huge fan of the letter stickers I used for the title. I don't really like that I put like this hot pink here with this peach color and this like bright yellow with this peach color. Yeah, not my best layout. This is definitely one that's on my list to redo. I do have some postcards in this album, and I did journal on the back of them. Instead of just having the plain postcard, I did write on the back, just for something different. And it was just too small for me to punch 2 holes, so I had to put 1 hole, or else I would have put 2. This layout, it's okay. It's not my favorite. It's not the worst, but it's not my favorite. This layout, again, it's okay. When I started making this album, I was going to put everything on craft cardstock. That ended really quick. So a lot of these pages are on craft cardstock. That's why. Again, I get to some more pictures, just in sleeves. This is a little sleeve with pictures. I have so many pictures of from being in London. So yeah. Again, more pictures glued to a 12 by 12 page. I think this one's definitely one that's gonna be eliminated from the album, and I think I'll just pull, like, I'm gonna reprint them, but I'll just scrapbook about Trader's Gate and the recreation separately. Same with this one, like, I don't, like, this is really cool, like, this is what the tile would have looked like, this is what it looks like now. I think it's really cool, but I don't think I really need to have it in my album. I'm gonna look up and see if this is actually the furniture he had in his office or not. This layout is fine. This is the original tile floor. It still looks like it should, which is impressive. This layout is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I also think that this might be one that I go back and just add some more stuff to it just to make it more interesting. But again, it's not, I don't know. But I don't know why, but this album, like my other pages from this trip, I don't hate. But this album, I don't know what I was doing. This one, again, I'm not a huge fan of. I just knocked stuff off my desk. Not a big fan of this layout. The pictures just blend into the background for me. It also really looks Christmassy. We were there in August. This layout, I looked at it and I was like, wow, I didn't add a single embellishment to this layout. Not a one. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern papers, well, and 5 for a journaling block. And then I stamped the title with letter stamps. That's it. That's all that's on there. This is definitely one that I'm going to leave as is, but just come back and add stuff to it. Like maybe up here, add some stuff. Over here, add some stuff. Down here. Like, I'm definitely gonna like not update, but you know, give it a little makeover. This one is on my list of ones to redo. I don't even see the picture of this layout anymore. I see lots of bold pattern papers. I think I was experimenting with pattern paper when I made this album. And I'm not a fan of what I chose. So this one's definitely one that's going to be redone. This one, and there's a process video for this layout. And I think there's a process video for the one of the church too. This one I don't mind. I don't hate it. I think the colors are complementary. Yeah, I have no problems with this layout. Lots of armor, lots more armor. Again, I think those are gonna come out. This layout, I love. I love this layout. I still love this layout. Yeah. This one, I'm definitely going to scrapbook this photo. Also, I didn't scrapbook any pictures of the tower itself. This is the actual tower from the Tower of London. This layout, I'm not super in love with. The papers don't match the pictures. I tried to add red in here. I don't think it helps that I'm wearing like this bright fuchsia shirt and the beefeater is wearing like nice solemn navy and red. But anyways, this layout I find boring as well. I tried to make it interesting with some brighter colors. Oh, sorry, there's a huge glare. With some brighter colors, but I find it boring. I also don't know why I put a house die cut on here. I'm not sure. This layout, again, it just really doesn't have any embellishments on it. It's just kind of plain. Like there's a button and some washi tape. That's it. So this will be one that I think I just add to. This layout is okay. It's not terrible. Okay, all my layouts are sliding out of the album. I'm gonna hold them on my lap. All right, let's see. I'll just pop them into the drawer beside me here. Okay. This layout is, again, it's okay. I was really experimenting with pattern papers and colors when I made this album, and I know more about design and colors now than I did then. I don't know if I'll keep this in here. This layout is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I might go back and add some more stuff to it. I don't know why I put a whale on this layout, but yet I did. This layout's fine. I have no issues with it. except for this huge border around the photos. But this layout, I hate. Hate, hate, hate. Everything about this layout. It's not staying in my album like this. I don't know if I'm going to scrapbook the same photos or just take it out. I'm not sure. There's no journaling on this layout, so clearly the memory is not all that great for me. So it might just get booted all together. I'm just going to take this out because I want it to go in the same, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. More photos on 12 by 12. And more. Again. This layout I also don't like because I don't like this title, the die cut. The sentiment works great for the picture, but I don't like it. This layout I also hate because of the pattern paper. The pattern paper is from Pink Fresh Studio again, and I don't like it. Yeah, it's not going to stay in my album like this at all. This one is definitely changing. Again, this layout, not a fan. Too busy. Yeah, needs more journaling. Background paper is just too busy for me. I think I tried to pare down like the embellishments because the background paper was so busy, but it didn't really work all that well for me. This layout I like, except you can't see my journaling. My journaling is right here. And you can't see it because I wrote it with a silver gel pen. So it's not legible. So I think this just needs like a little label or something here that just right on top of it with a black pen maybe. So those are the layouts that there's definitely ones that I'm going to redo. Definitely ones that are just going to be taken out. And yeah, so this is going to be a series from me over the next little while. You'll see videos up on my channel quite a bit that have this whole focus of redoing the album. And yes, you will definitely see some layouts that are remade and have makeovers. Some of them are just going to get a makeover. Some of them are going to be trashed and remade. So thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for the future fate of this album. Thanks, bye. Okay, I wanted to film a quick follow-up to my last video where I shared my album, and I wanted to show you what I've done to prepare going over or redoing the pages. So what I've done is I've pulled out all of these pages. These are ones that I either want to redo, or I've looked at them and like looked at the album in a whole and thought like, well, this really doesn't add anything to the album. So what I've done is I've pulled out all of the ones that were glued to 12 by 12 cardstock. Like there's just 6 photos glued to 12 by 12 cardstock. I've pulled out all of those because I really don't like how they look in my album. I liked it at the time. Now I don't. And I don't feel like they really add anything to the album at all. So, and then I went through this stack that I pulled out and I wrote down the pictures that I want to reprint. Now it looks like a long list, but these are going to be like, there's going to be more than one picture on a page sort of thing, but I just wrote down the pictures that I wanted to reprint. So some of these layouts I'm just not going to put in my album. So this one's on my list of pictures to reprint. I do want to redo this page. I love this picture, particularly this one, because if you look here, I'll try not to make glare. There, you can see where part of the wing broke off, and you can see like what the original color of the marble would be. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I had to go check on my puppy upstairs. So, as I was saying, what I've done is I've written down what pictures I want to print. Some of these are just not going to be in the album at all. Like, I definitely want these 2 pictures in my album. This is of an artist's sculpture, and I love the sculpture, and this is Douglas Adams' gravesite. Karl Marx is buried there. This isn't actually where Karl Marx is buried. It's just a something that they created for everybody who apparently loves Karl Marx. I don't get it, but anyways. So then I have a lot of pictures that I was like, well, this is cool where the tree is grown around the grave, but like, I don't really need that in my album. Like, this isn't a very memorable thing. But this, eating lunch in the cemetery, is very memorable because my husband was not a fan. But I don't really know why. Like, anyways. So, we brought a packed lunch with us. These pictures I really, really like. I have them written down on my list. I'm actually going to star them because I don't know that I really need them in my album to tell the story of our trip. This page is actually being eliminated. This has nothing to do with the trip, like in general, as a whole. Sorry, I was just opening up. We're waiting for somebody to come and pick something up, so I was just opening up my our front camera on at our house. So I'm just not going to put this in my album. Now this page is going to be merged with this page, the pictures from this page. So I was looking at my album and I was like, you know what? I really don't need a layout for this wall. This is lines from an old Roman wall. And the section of the wall, of a Roman wall. Like, I really don't need pages for both. Sorry, my dogs are barking. It's, okay, it's nothing. It was UPS across the road. So this is going to become one layout. This is also going to help with my album because my pages are actually getting damaged. You can see it more at the bottom. See how they're like, they're bent? That's because there's too many pages in my album and my pages are being damaged. So this is going to help. This picture I'm going to reprint. This page I'm going to eliminate. It really doesn't, like, it doesn't even have any journaling on the page at all. So it obviously doesn't have any kind of like real memory for me. So this page is being eliminated. These pictures, I'm going to reprint pictures from Trader's Gate. I haven't decided if I'm going to reprint any of the other photos on here, but I do want Trader's Gate in here because to me, it is an important historical site. It might not be for everybody. I quite like it. This page, although this sign made me laugh at the time, I'll bring it up so you can see. Although this sign made me laugh at the time, I just find that like the overall memory I have of our trip, it just doesn't fit into that. And that's what I'm trying to create, like this album series that really like focuses on what I remember most from this trip. And I think when I made this album 5 years ago, that I just put everything into it. And now looking back, I'm like, well, that doesn't really, like, I don't really, like, that's not important to me, like, for the overall aspect, like, overall of our whole trip. Like, anyways, so I know I'm not explaining that very well, but that's what I'm at. And for some reason, this particular album, like volume 2 of this series, this album like, I don't like half of the, like almost all the layouts that are in here, I don't like anymore. I don't know why, but just a second, I just have to ask something. Okay, I'm back again. I had to go run up and check the windows because it is pouring rain here. So I had to go do that. So these pictures, I'm going to reprint these two and redo this layout. This layout just feels really dark to me. The pictures are dark. The background paper is dark. It needs some lighter paper. This page I'm redoing because I can't see the picture on it, but I do want this in my album. This is an important story to me. These pictures I'm not going to put in the album. I have one layout of the armor that's in the Tower of London. That's enough for me. The only one I'm not sure about is this one. It's King Henry VIII's mask that they made in the 1800s. It's based off of a painting of him. I might put it in, I might not. I have pictures of the actual painting, but it's in it was a different year than this. It was the year after we went on this trip. These ones I'm going to reprint pictures of the actual tower itself, the White Tower, and the memorial. I put that this was built on the site of the private executions. It's actually not. I read a book written by an expert on the Tower of London and its history, and this isn't where they executed people. They execute, if you've been to the tower, you'll know what I'm talking about. But between the back of this building, so this is like the front of it, well, kind of the front, I guess it doesn't really have front, but this is where you enter here. Then you go up the wooden stairs and enter here. So this is the back of the building here. So between here and where the Crown Jewels building is, that's where they executed people privately. So just a bit of information if you are interested. This page I'm going to redo because I really don't like, well, first of all, you can barely read my title. I put it on way too busy of a background. And second of all, I just don't really like the overall aesthetic of this page. I was really experimenting when I made this album, and I don't like how it turned out. This page I'm going to eliminate from my album because it doesn't really tell the story of anything unless you're a history fan, which I am, but I don't feel like I need this particular historic story in my album. It's the story of the two princes in the tower. They were murdered by their uncle who wanted to be king. Although we did go see the Crown Jewels, I'm going to eliminate the Crown Jewels from my album. I don't feel like I need an entire page dedicated to it. I'm just gonna write it on like one of the other pages, like we saw the Crown Jewels of the Tower of London. It's good enough for me. This page I'm going to eliminate. I love Queen Victoria. I really do, but I don't think that I need this. Again, this page doesn't have any journaling on it at all. Oh look, this is coming undone. Like, it's just not sticking. Oh, the glue is like, that's weird. It's like temporarily stuck. It's so weird. Anyways, getting rid of this page. This page, I remember walking through this walk and stuff, but nothing significant happened. I mean, I remember seeing this and walking through the walk, but that's it. This page I'm also going to eliminate. This is really neat. It was the original Crystal Palace. But other than looking at this, I don't really remember it. This page I am going to redo. The umbrella check. It made a lasting impression on me. I would like this in my album. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 14 photos to reprint. Now, I am going to be printing them at home. I don't know if I'll use my selfie or if I'll use my big photo printer and try to just print them out like as much as I can. I'll probably use my big photo printer. I have you can print like up to 19 inches on it, I think. Yeah, I think it's 19 inches. I think it's like 16 inches wide or 13 inches wide. I'm not sure. Might be 13 inches by 19. I can't remember. Anyways, I have a full-size printer, so I will probably print them on that. So stay tuned. I will be conducting the series from March 25th to 31st, or May 25th to 31st. So that will be that. And then I'm probably going to have a look at my album and see, like do some reorganizing of the actual album itself because I took a lot of pages out. So that is my little update. Thank you for watching my video, and I will be back with, sorry, it's raining here, and when it's raining and gray, I yawn a lot. I don't know why, but I do. So I will be back in a couple weeks with these layouts to update my album from the trip. I'm also going to go through my folders from the trip from Highgate, Tower of London, and Kensington Palace and see if there's anything major that I left out that I want to add in. Because I didn't have enough space to add it after. Now I do have space. So that's my game plan going forward. I'm much happier with how I scrapbook albums now than when I started. Like that was my first like complete album series, that trip. That was like the first, well no, I guess my first one that I did was my African, when I went to Africa. But this London trip was the first one that I completed start to finish. And since then I've done several more. And I like how I approach it now compared to how I approached it when I did this trip. So I'm taking those ideas and, you know, like principles, so to speak, and applying it to how I scrapbook now with the older photos. So that's my plan. I'm going to do that, and then I will review the other albums in that series. I started with the second one because I knew it was going to take the most work. So stay tuned for how it turns out. Hopefully it is much different. I am going to keep the layouts that I redo. And then like this one, I'm redoing this one. So I will compare it to, like, this is the before, and then I will show you what I end up making with the newly printed photo. So that is my plan, and I hope you come back to take part of this. Okay, thanks. Bye.